Dang, how do we start one of these?
I don't know.
I think we'll go with
we can, like, introduce
I think we'll
ourselves.
just like high five each other, we did it, guys. That echo. Anyways, all right, guys.
I should
Welcome.
get soundproofing.
Welcome to the micturation squad.
I hate that. Also, this desk is super messy.
It's that's
should-
part of the
we should
part.
prop
That's 75 cents. Anyways,
Also, the guys with sunglasses.
welcome to Mage and Rick podcast.
I don't want to be lumpy, dude.
You know, we're kind of just like talking with some people, and they were just like, "Hey, you guys should do a podcast." So I guess
I can't imagine why.
Honestly, just Mage and Rick.
Bro, we're gonna listen to this. We're
gonna face palm as soon as
I
we
know.
do this.
We're gonna be like, we're gonna notice so many like obscure speech patterns that we just do, like the way we
But
talk.
we don't realize that.
But like, yeah, I don't know. Are you like used to hearing your own voice at this point in like recording and stuff?
No.
No.
It's always like super unexpected. And I know there's like a guy that did a skit like this, and like there was like, hey, like are you recording? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then it turns out to be like an anime voice or something like that. And it's just like it goes to show that like you never like expect to like hear like even on like the phone, like it could be like somebody else that you know.
You're like, no, literally my psychology teacher today got a call and he thought it was one of his students, and then the kid was like, no, I'm not. And he's like, oh, you totally are, you're messing with me. And it turned out to be his son. So it's like,
I love that.
That's a rip.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, like
yeah, have you?
I got pretty used to it because I made a lot of Minecraft videos when I was 12.
Oh yeah.
And so and my voice was so high back then. It was like,
oh my
hey
goodness.
guys, welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. Like, I'm like not even kidding.
In 8th grade, that was the crowning achievement, is I made a video about how to play Lego Lord of the Rings on the Wii. And it was so dumb. I squirreled all over. Squirrel as in like, you like, just doesn't like, yeah. I couldn't like focus on anything. I was super ADHD.
Oh yeah.
Like just all over the place. I feel like I'm not like classified as ADHD because I can like somewhat like focus.
Like bring it in.
Yeah. I can
to.
like focus when I need to. But like there's definitely some times when it's just so hard and I just can't.
Yeah. You just prefer it to be more chaotic and like you don't really care.
Yeah.
Honestly. That's exactly how I am, because like I probably have a lot of tendencies that are like, that's a little sus, am I right?
I mean, but I think it lends itself well to like the creative aspect, and you can just like then your mind's just like going crazy somewhat, and then you can see what you come up with. Like it definitely like helps. Speaking of which, what's your like planning process for like stuff that you make? Like, do you have like a process, or are you just like, you know, like when you like get in the shower and you're thinking?
Yeah.
Is it like
I don't. That? It's like I just tend to never write anything down, and I never mark anything physically. It's just all up in your head, and you just kind of think about it a lot, and so because of that, I'm usually very disorganized. But at the same time, I'm very organized because it's my brain, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Right. When you're putting together a shot in your head, and you're like, okay, so this is like what the line is. Do you have like visuals or like other audio, like also that you're like thinking of, and you're like, oh, that would make sense if it's delivered like this.
Yeah, like not as much as you. I think I have like the vibe, and I like can feel it strongly, but I don't have the details in my head. I just have like the vibe, and then I kind of try. Like I don't consciously think about it, it just happens. Like I just kind of make it like that. Like when I make like, I don't know, music, or I'm making a Geometry Dash level. Yeah,
it's definitely like what you want the user to feel. The user of the music.
The user.
That's disgusting.
The user. Please use safely and read the instruction manual.
Yeah, when we went to Japan and stuff, we'd walk into the bathroom and they would have signs above the toilet that are like, "Do not stand on the toilet," or "Do not sit backwards. This is how to do it." And it was so dumb. We walked into a 7-Eleven. It must have been like 12 o'clock at night. So like, what is that? Like 20? Like hour zero? Like,
Yeah,
because they use
zero,
military
zero,
time or
zero.
international time or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But And we walk in there, and I see the things like, who does that? Like, who stands there? And right on the toilet seat, I see 2 footprints. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Dang. I even took a picture of one of the toilets because in Japan they were like crazy. So we went to the.
Oh yeah, they're like super high tech and stuff.
Yeah,
sometimes.
well, some of the, like half of
Sometimes.
the toilets are like super high tech, and the other half are just like legit a hole in the ground. And so
Yeah.
like you really get both. Like in the same bathroom, you can have both kinds of toilets. There's
Right.
Eastern and Western style. So I forget which one is which, but where is it?
It's like pictures of dudes who don't know how to use a urinal, so they're like sitting on it.
I saw a picture today. Yeah. Anyways,
so cursed.
oh my goodness.
Oh.
Anyways, I was at the Peace Memorial like Center in Hiroshima, or Hiroshima, or
Hiroshima. Yeah, I don't know, man.
however you want to say it. Guys, we're just Americans. Anyways,
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima. Anyways, we were there and I walked into the bath. This was the coolest toilet I've ever seen. So I walk in,
man.
right? I open up the stall door, and this toilet seat opens up. And like there's a light around the inside, and then it like shines on the seat, and it's like sprays like some sanitizer stuff on the seat, and it like releases like a little like perfume thing, not like super strong, but it was like, oh, that's kind of nice.
Kind of mask.
And then like in my head, I was just picturing like the VHX like THX. Why was it VHX? Yeah. Anyways, did you know that music for the THX? Yeah.
The thanks logo.
The thanks logo. Anyways, did you know that was actually meant to like help like check all of the audio? So like, it plays every tone. It goes through every tone that it could possibly go through in the music theater to make sure that everything's like working correctly. Not just in the theater, but like in composition and stuff.
Yeah, so there's like bass and treble, and you can kind of like make
and you're like, whoa, that sounds kind of weird. So yeah,
that is really cool.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Yeah.
I just love.
And they're intentionally out of tune.
How long have we're like 5 minutes in, and we've already talked about bathrooms.
We're going strong.
Like that's
Oh
pretty characteristic of us, I think.
As you guys soon will see.
Anyways,
What were you saying about the TH?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember I was always when I was a kid and watching like movies and stuff. I actually really liked the logos.
What was your favorite one?
My favorite my favorite one was the one that plays at the end of Jimmy Neutron. Where it's like the 3-eyed orangutan type dude, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Paul." like it's just like a logo.
I've never seen
like DNA Productions, bro. I gotta show you a video.
Oh my goodness.
It's so classic though. But like, I loved them as a kid because they would change it up like once in a while, and they'd do something different. Like there'd be like 2 Pauls or something, or like the THX logo. Like the one time it like breaks, and then this robot dude comes out and fixes it.
He has to like fix it. And then okay. Yeah. My favorite one is the one. Is it like Monsters Inc? It might be like Monsters Inc. Where they like with the cow can. And like he like is holding the can and then they go and like everything like goes. I don't know. That was fun. I also kind of like the Incredibles one where it's like the stormy like glass thing that like breaks and then like the storms all over the place.
Oh
that one was always kind
yeah.
of cool. And then it like zaps it and it goes. You know. Like, it's just that was a good thing slogan.
Yeah. It's just like the diversity, I guess.
Oh yeah. It's like absolutely insane.
I like it. Just I don't know. To a little kid, it's just like so.
I still watch Backyardigans sometimes.
Bro, I still watch like Wild Kratts.
Wild Kratts.
Bro, Wild Kratts slaps.
Honestly, yeah. My cousin, he's like super into Wild Kratts and stuff, and so like we'll be like playing outside and like playing tag or whatever, and he's just like, "God, turn on my kangaroo powers," and legit, he just like turns on his different like animal powers, and then he can like run fast as a cheetah. But because he's like super ADHD, we're just like, yeah. So what? How fast can a cheetah run? And he's like, around 40 miles. And he's just off. He's just taking it out.
He's gotta demonstrate. No, literally, like in preschool, I was obsessed with the movie Bolt, like with the dog, and so
Yeah,
me and my
remember.
friends, we'd like be on the playground, and then they'd look at me and they'd be like, Bolt, zoom, zoom, and then I just like sprint in circles and stuff.
I love that.
Like,
That's so canny.
oh man,
Oh my goodness.
preschool was a different. Did you go to preschool, like at all?
Yeah, I went to like one like preschool thing. That was while I was still like living in Texas. So we like lived in
Oh, yeah.
Texas, and then we like moved up here.
Mhm.
And so as while we were still living in Texas, and I would come home every day from like preschool, and I'd hop on the computer, and we had a N64 emulator, and I'd play Super Mario 64, baby.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was so fun. Except
It's good that both of our childhoods had a strong element of good old Super Mario 64 in it.
yeah, and the Wii. Those
And the
are like
Wii.
the two
Yeah.
like gaming things that were just like.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
and like GameCube sprinkled out in there.
Yeah, have you ever like played a game that you're like, man, I can't believe that this developer made this game. Like it doesn't seem like it's like you had
Yeah.
it in your head as like a kid, like, oh, this is the canon of the story, and then you like play another game and you're like, what?
Yeah, and it's just like the amount of quality and the I don't know what we were talking about before. You were like talking about Texas and like preschool. Oh yeah, preschool.
Yeah.
we're gonna go off on so many tangents.
Dang. One time while we were watching Bolt, sorry, going back one
Yeah,
step
yeah.
further, I was
Gotta
over at my
catch up.
neighbor's house, and we were planning on like having like a sleepover like on his tramp, and so like we had,
Yes,
like
that
we
is
had like sleeping bags
so
and stuff,
fun.
and so we were like getting ready, and so like it was like 8:30, and we were like, man, we're so tired. Let's watch one more movie, kind of a thing. And so, but the rule at his house is because his mom is kind of like health oriented, kind of more like you can't just be like doing nothing. Like that's just lame.
Yeah.
So like she had like they have this room that's like their like gym room, and so they have like weights and like a treadmill and like a standalone bike. Is that what it's like?
Stationary bike?
Stationary. Yeah.
The ones that
and,
you stub your toe on.
yeah. Or that you like get two people on and you go like,
Bro!
yeah!
I did that so
Anyways,
much.
so we were watching Bolt, right?
Yeah.
As we were like exercising, he's like, yo, you want some popcorn? And I was like,
In that voice, by the way.
well, like actually, he was like, well, you want some popcorn? I just kind of feel like some popcorn right now. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so he's like getting the popcorn. He's like, now we don't have any popcorn that you just like have in the bag that you just like throw into the microwave, right? And so he was asking me how I do my popcorn just like out of the bag. So like you have like the white like popcorn kernels and you just like pour it into a paper bag. You put it in the microwave, guys. 2 minutes, and then like anytime you can hear like 2 seconds in between pops, then you're like, that's it. You got it. Well, and sometimes you want to do it a little bit sooner than that too because it gets a little burnt. But
We have like the
depending on
exact
your
same
microwave.
strat.
Yeah.
I wonder
So
if that's
anyways,
just like universal.
that's what I tell him. Okay?
Yeah.
So he goes upstairs. I can hear him.
Uh-oh.
And he's folding up his bag and puts it in the microwave, and he comes back down like 3 seconds later, like after he puts it in the bag, and he's like, just make sure it's like 2 minutes, right? I was like, yeah, 2 minutes, and then if you I explained the whole thing. And then he's like, okay. And so he goes back up the stairs, he puts it in the microwave. I can hear him start the microwave, okay? A minute 30 seconds passes, and he comes downstairs, he's like, I don't hear any popping. I was like, what the heck? And so I go upstairs, and it smells so burnt. It's like black charcoal, like almost like smoke coming out of the microwave.
Oh, no.
I was like, what are you doing? Like, I thought you put it in for only 2. He's like, yeah, it's only been like a minute, like in 30 seconds, or it was 2 minutes at that point. And so I go upstairs, and I was like, show me the bag you got it out of. And he pulls it out of the freezer, and it says lentils on it. My man microwave freaking beans. He didn't even microwave popcorn. So it just charred the beans in the bag, and they had to throw out the microwave.
Oh my god.
It was so bad. It
I
smelled
was
like
like-
smoke for like a week.
The whole time I was like, okay, it's gonna be something like obvious, like it makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then it's, no, it's just straight
No,
up
it's just straight
microwave.
up lentils.
There was 0 popcorn in there. Like,
And
bro,
then he got it out of the freezer too. I just
there's so
He's
many
like-
things going wrong.
I thought it looked like popcorn. I was like, no, bro.
Why are you in the
Eat
freezer?
that stuff.
The amount of like cognitive dissonance going on.
Speaking of cognitive dissonance, we
speaking
got
of
a
cognitive
we got a video dropping soon.
Be what?
Video dropping soon.
Oh, video dropping soon.
You know, but I'm
said
worried
something
that it's
about
not
a
going to
soon.
be. I'm worried that
Oh.
it's not going to be super soon. So, give us a month.
Yeah,
Anyways.
it's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we, when we were when we slept on the trampoline,
Yeah.
I would do it with like my cousins, and it was so fun because you'd like wake up in the morning and like everyone's like had congregated in the middle because it's just the trampoline like you and you're on sleeping bag, so like over like the course of like 8 hours,
everybody just like slides.
Yeah, and then you'd be like crunched up, and in the morning if you're the first one to wake up. And like the sun's kind of up, you just start like jumping to like wake up, and then you like
everybody's
hitting
like
people
just
with
like
like pillows and like, oh man, it gets crazy, man.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
so canny.
That's a good time, man.
Oh, we should like explain what it means to like be canny, like.
Oh, yeah.
Like we have some of these sayings that like we say.
We have like our own vocabulary, but like
Yeah.
it makes no sense. But like, I don't know. The only good way to describe canny is it's kind of what it means, like canny.
It's like not uncanny.
It's not uncanny, but it's because it's just so canny, you know.
Yeah.
Like we
So,
need an example. It's
I don't know. Like.
It's hard to come up with one on the spot,
Yeah, definitely.
but like kind of like.
Well, it's like if something's like, oh yeah, I can totally relate. Instead of like being like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's kind of more in that connotation
wow,
where you're
that's
just like,
so
that's so
funny.
canny. Like I've had that happen to me too.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a.
But
like,
it's kind of like a more obscure thing
yeah.
that like you wouldn't expect normal society to like.
That or you just
kind
don't
of-
bring it up in normal conversation like
Yeah.
ever. It's always just and just saying.
But then when you
something-
bring it up, it's like yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
ironic because saying something is canny is so uncanny. Like
No, yeah,
it's
it
just
is.
oh.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we do is we do the SMH my head thing. So like
oh yeah, a lot.
so like all of those like text abbreviations is like we sometimes
spell
just
them
say
out.
the abbreviation and then like immediately go straight into like the rest of the what it is
yeah.
abbreviating. So like SMH my head or
Yeah.
like BRB right back
yeah.
or like
And we're definitely
to be
not
completely TBH.
Yeah.
You know like
I'm not gonna NGL honestly, but like.
oh what was the other one? There's
I mean, we're obviously not the first people to do these. Like,
yeah.
it's just that we do
It's
it a
just
lot,
that we
and
do
then
it a
people
lot.
like make fun of us for it, and it's just like, well,
Honestly,
Outright.
we're the victims. We're not the victims. Anyways,
we're just
you want to like
vibing,
switch?
Switch? Oh, sure. Why not? I mean, it's all sweaty.
Switch
now.
time. I mean,
Sure.
to be fair, mine's a little sweaty too.
I mean,
Have you ever tried to spell like sweet like in a text and you're just like
It's
sweat?
You know, I do that all the
no.
time. I'm like, but I did it on purpose because it's funny. Like, see, most people like avoid awkwardness, and so it creates awkwardness. This is like my life philosophy.
Oh yeah, you just
Most people avoid
embrace
it, but no, if you try to be awkward, it still makes it awkward, except it's funny.
Yeah, but
This
you
time.
don't want to like try to be awkward. You just
I mean,
want
you
to
don't-
like embrace it.
Yeah, you
Like-
don't want to
like-
try to make anyone else awkward. It's just that if you're awkward, you don't like shy away from it. Because I'm the most awkward like conversationalist, but like I'm.
Oh yeah.
Because it's funny to me, and that's all. I'm the only person who matters right now. Definitely.
So
So
selfish.
just
I
kidding.
love that.
That's a
Oh
joke
my
I get
goodness,
for all
yeah.
the internet out there, because never gonna see this. XD.
XD.
XD. Does XD mean extra dink? No.
X
X,
extra XD.
XD?
XD.
XD.
Dextra egg.
Dexterous means like right or something in medical terms.
Oh really?
Yeah, so like if you kind of like, I don't know, man.
I was ready for you to like actually say something. You just like, nah, bro.
I don't got nothing.
Oh my goodness. You know, it'd be really funny.
Yeah. What?
So for all of the viewers, what? Shh. Close your ears.
Close your ears.
Stop listening for a second. You know, it'd be really funny if
What?
we tap the microphone and it doesn't work.
Oh.
You ready?
Hello.
Bet you couldn't hear that. Like. We're just gonna hear it on the bottom microphone. You're not even gonna hear that.
Did you hear that? We're not
Okay,
editing.
did you ever do that like as a kid? Like somebody would like go up to your ear and they would like whisper something, and then like the meta became like just like spitting in their ear or like yelling, and so
or
like
glowing.
I was yeah. So I was
yeah.
totally expecting you to
Trying
just like get on the mic and just like instead of like I have a secret to tell you.
Yeah, just be like,
Guys, subscribe. Just like
subscribe to the
immediately,
comment
just, like,
section down below, guys.
Oh my
and just
goodness!
hit that
Hit that
comment
notification
and
button.
subscribe to the button and follow
Subscribe
my
to the button.
rate
The button will kill you.
rate the video 5-star. Did you know YouTube used to have like a 5-star rating scale
Oh really?
instead of likes or
I
dislikes?
don't. Okay, I never really
I'm
like
so-
got into YouTube until what was it like 2018? I
Yeah.
think it was like 2018 when I actually like got into like watching YouTube videos.
Oh really?
Yeah. Because like before then, like I just wouldn't like have other sources of media or entertainment. I would always like play on the Wii, and so then I was like actually like on our like family computer like more often, and I was like, oh, I'll just watch a YouTube video. And so once I like started watching some of the things, I was like, whoa, people make content like this? That's so cool.
Yeah, it's like people actually like have entire like
lives.
like personalities and stuff.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like their own and like full on skill projects, you know. But like when you were a kid, you're just like, I just only know about the Minecraft tutorials. Like I didn't know there was anyone else out there. Yeah.
That was the biggest thing in 7th grade. Well,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was one of the biggest things in 7th grade. Well, one of the biggest things was Minecraft. Like if you didn't have Minecraft, you were an idiot. You were the you were the scum of the bane of existence.
Well, like, but it was like, it wasn't like they were, it wasn't like, oh, how do I explain this? It wasn't like
it wasn't
they
like
weren't
you were
respected.
a bad person.
It's like it's not like it's that we knew that they were missing out, and so we were kind of sorry for them. But we were also like, it was like, come to Jesus.
Yeah.
Let me show you
It
this
was
game.
definitely like a religion. Yeah.
It's
And,
like
people would like come over and like you would legitimately have LAN parties and stuff.
yeah,
Like, I miss
all
that.
the time.
I miss that. Maybe it's just me. I just never
No,
have LAN parties, but
I had LAN parties, but they were only just like with like one other person usually.
yeah.
But like, I mean, it was.
I remember one time we went over to somebody's house, my friend's house in 7th grade, and we were like, guys, we're gonna play Minecraft until we die. This is gonna be so fun. And so we got on the server, and his brother, he had like 4 or 5 like different like computers around his house, and so somebody like brought their laptop, and so we got like 4 kids all on the same
Oh,
like
gosh.
Minecraft LAN thing, and it was like, okay, we're doing this. And so we finally got the LAN set up and working. Because, okay, anytime you're setting up any sort of like co-op game, it always takes like
Something
a
goes
million
wrong.
times longer.
Something's not working.
Every single
and
time you're
just,
trying, like matchmaking
troubleshoot.
is just, oh my
Oh,
goodness. Anyways, so we finally get in, and his brother did a lot of like PvP, like Skyblock like stuff.
Yeah.
And so,
Skywars.
or Bed Wars or whatever.
I mean, Skyblock's a thing now, but
Yeah.
back in the old
It was
days,
Sky Wars, you're right.
back when people played on Mineplex.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
And everybody look up like free Minecraft on the internet.
how do I download more diamonds to my Minecraft world?
Control or Alt F4.
Oh yeah,
Control W.
that's the one.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
That was a time. Remember, I loved the magic of Minecraft when it. I mean,
Okay, Minecraft
like
was so
starting
good
out,
because you like didn't know what you were
didn't
getting
know
into.
anything.
You started going and you're like exploring, and the whole purpose of Minecraft is to like do like stuff in game or like whatever, and then like go out and like talk to people about it. Like
Yeah,
that was the best
a
part.
lot of the knowledge of the game was just revolved around like other people's saying
And like
stuff.
discoveries and stuff.
And so there's a lot of like stuff that just straight up wasn't true, but like everyone thought
like
was
freaking Hero
like,
Brian.
Yeah, or like
Yeah, that was-
creepers steal items out of your chests. Like everyone thought that was canon, but it was just because like everyone. I mean, the game just felt so like immersive. Like there was just so much like depth to it,
Oh yeah.
and so people. It was just like the tendency.
Well, and it's always
and we're all
fun to just
kids,
like
so.
even like just like when you got like 5 minutes or whatever, just like get on. You're like, oh yeah, I remember this house. This was fun.
Yeah.
And just kind of like going back to your old worlds. I remember one
Oh
time
man,
because I have a parrot, right? My bird Cooper.
my boy.
My boy Coop. Anyways,
It's deep.
me I like went over to my grandparents' house for like Christmas or something. I was like, hey, because my grandparents' names are Honey, Grandma, and Papa, right? I was like, hey, Papa.
Yo, pops.
Yo, Papa. I was like, hey, Papa, can I get on your PC and install Minecraft? And he was like, what's Minecraft? And so I like had the like ability to like explain Minecraft to someone who didn't know what it was, and I bet it made absolutely no sense. Like there was like no way that he knew exactly like what I was talking about. But he was like, yeah, sure. And so I got on, and then I spent like, it must have been like hours making like this statue of my bird out of like wool blocks. That was like back in the days when it was just like you got green, yellow, blue, and red. Like those were the colors. You couldn't even lighten them or anything. Oh yeah. The other biggest thing that happened in 7th grade is I do have a story about the 7th grade sometime. I don't know if we need to put it in this one, but the biggest scandal in 7th grade was Percy Jackson, like it has like the second series like added onto it or whatever. Like
I've never read Percy Jackson, so
the second
there's
series, there's this kid that comes out of the closet and he professes to be gay in front of Cupid because that's how it is or something. Anyways, and that was the biggest scandal. Like everybody was like, bro, Nico's gay.
It's because we went to literally like it was like a private school.
It was like a charter school.
It was super
so
closed.
Small.
We had no outside like contact. We were like,
there were the teachers that would like come around and they were like, guys, we're the PDA police. You guys can't do that.
And we were like,
and you're like, what are you doing? Like touching someone?
Downloadable file?
Yeah.
PDF? What is that?
Oh yeah, and like,
what does PDF stand for?
Times.
Is it downloadable file? Personal page file?
Frick, I don't know. And my phone's right there.
Pretty darn frickin'.
I like that. I just got
that was pretty
darn frickin'. That was pretty canny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No, like, but like in like, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyways.
In middle school, maybe some background. So we both went to this place called. It's like somewhat small school. They had like a dress code thing that you have to wear. So you had to wear like khaki pants, or like shorts, or like something like super solid, and then like a solid colored like polo shirt or like button up shirt. And so it had to have a collar on it, and it had to have a solid color. And so we went there, and that school goes from kindergarten through 8th grade. So I actually never went to kindergarten, but I started there at 3rd grade after we moved from Texas, and I went all the way up through 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a super like tight, small community.
Yeah,
like
there's
even
60 kids per grade.
Oh yeah, like
so
there were 2 like classes, at least in like the elementary school. Like I mean, I guess they kind of have that in middle school too.
Yeah.
Middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade for us. Yeah. And then when it was 9th grade, we just immediately went to the high school like right next, like it's like a block away.
Yeah.
But in 6th grade, they always do this thing. It's called the Fall Festival. You remember?
Fall Festival was the biggest party.
And it was
of the year.
it was like a party where everybody like
outside
got together, and then they like had like pizza that you could buy and stuff.
And like our tiny little school with like 0 budget somehow had all these huge inflatable like slides.
Oh
and, like,
yeah.
bouncy houses.
Oh yeah, and it was so fun.
Like,
I think I still have pictures of me like in the yearbook like climbing up
the
rock wall and stuff.
I have a lot of memories. That was like a lot of my first times just hanging out with friends when there weren't like parents like constantly like checking on what we were doing.
Yeah,
because it was like 4th grade
at the school, and it was like there were like people everywhere, so it wasn't like you were like getting.
And so you just like went off with your friends, and you had money, and you got to buy your own stuff.
Well, it wasn't like money. You had like tickets, and you could like spend your tickets on like, oh, I want like a face tattoo or like a face paint or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember I got a Coke one time, and I felt so like
with like the
mature
drop thing.
Yeah, because like caffeine was like I like wasn't really allowed to have it and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I got my own Coke with my friends, I was like, bro, I'm living life on the edge right now, man.
I am the biggest man that there is.
There's also
Oh
like
my
in
goodness.
6th grade when I would play Halo at my friend's house every day.
Oh,
And it was like
rebel moment.
But like
Like,
none of my parents knew. It was like, oh
can't
my
let
gosh,
my
man.
parents know that I'm playing a first-person shooter. Yeah, my dad confronted me about having PUBG on my phone because that's
I
what
mean,
I
that's
did
more
like
understandable.
sophomore year, and he was like,
Oh, it's sophomore.
so I see you have PUBG on your phone, and so
How many
what's-
wins do you
what's
have?
Yeah, well, and he like confronted me like in the garage, so it wasn't like with my mom there,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was like super nice. Thanks, Dad.
That's good. That's
Anyways,
Thanks,
But-
Dad. It's not my dad. We're not brothers.
please
But like,
call me Dad.
okay, son. I mean, Dad.
That was so good.
Oops.
Anyways,
Uh-oh.
all of these bits we just come up with on the spot.
This just happened.
It just
we should
happened.
definitely edit this down because, like, obviously there's a lot of value in like a full, flat-out live stream, recording.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I also think there's a lot of value in editing it down, at least so it's just more
Okay,
palatable, I guess.
Okay, yeah, but also like
But we won't like leave anything out. It's just like,
it's just all of these parts where we're like,
yeah,
yeah.
the parts that really like don't need to be in. Probably the
Not
part where we
toilets.
told everyone what school we went to when we were kids.
I probably can't say either.
Probably. Gonna get demonetized.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, now everyone knows where we live. Anyways,
Frick.
it's fine.
Oh
Literally,
my
just-
goodness.
I don't
What
know.
school did we go to?
I don't know.
Frick.
Oh.
Yeah, dang.
Dang.
We just totally talked about like everything. Anyways, so we had this fall festival, and it was so fun. One of the prizes that I got 6th grade
Mhm.
was a little sticky hand. I don't know if you ever went down the middle school hall, but
Yeah.
I threw it up next to one of the teachers' like doorways, the history teacher.
I know the one.
Yeah, we'll tell more stories about him later.
Anyways.
Anyways, so I threw it up and it stuck to the ceiling, right?
Mhm.
And it was like, oh no.
Uh,
Oh my god.
my life's
dude.
over.
I can't.
Because
get
you're
it
in the
down.
middle school hallway, which is already.
Oh yeah,
kind
it
of
was like living on the edge. Well, I was in 6th grade, and so it was like
Okay.
I had like 3 days of school like under my belt. It was like I've been here
Yeah.
like 3 days because they had like the middle school hallway and then like the whole like
Which was
elementary
tiny.
like wing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I don't more like the whole like elementary like school and then like the middle school wing, and
Yeah.
so it was kind of like in like an S shaped, yeah,
Yeah.
a little, yeah.
Sure.
And so it was like, yeah. Anyways, so I threw it up on the ceiling and it got stuck, and I was like, oh no. Halfway through the year, we're still walking around and it's still up there, and so
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'll call him Josh. Hey Josh, we
Yeah.
should like get this down, and he's like, okay. And so then we were like kind of like trying to drag desks over. It was like right after school ended, so like there's the whole like rush of middle schoolers exiting the building, going to their like cars and stuff, because it was like
Yeah.
a small school, so like there wasn't a bus system, which was kind of lame, but also like kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There were pros and cons, but anyways, everybody was like leaving the school, and I was like, Josh, man, we gotta get this down. This has been there for like legit like half the year, and so the history teacher comes out and he's like, hey, what you guys doing? We're like, oh, we're just trying to get this down, and we're like puny little like 6th graders trying to get
Yeah.
this thing down from the top of the ceiling.
It's like 12
and
feet.
and he like brings a desk over and he's like, all right, let me help you guys. And so he got it down, right? And
Oh.
he's like, all right, here, this is for you. You keep good care of it. And I was like, thanks. And you know what I did?
You went to grab it.
No, I got it from him.
Oh, you got it.
Do you know what I did next?
You hit
I
it.
immediately just threw it back up on the ceiling. It was such a jerk move. I feel so bad.
Dude.
I know, and
No,
especially since we spent like 10 minutes trying to get it down from the ceiling, we had to get this adult coming out, and I just immediately threw it right back up, and it
That's
just stuck there.
exactly
and
like
stayed.
something I would do.
It was such a 6th grader moment. I was like,
There's
Uh-oh.
literally like no frontal
And-
lobe
and
stuff going on.
he just turns at me and he's like, I'm not getting that down again. And I was like, oh no.
Uh-oh.
So I came back the next, like, it was like over the weekend too. It was like a Friday, and I was like, oh man.
Uh-oh.
So I had this whole weekend to think about my sins and how I need to repent and stuff. And so like I come back the next day and I was like,
better confess,
I'm
man.
ready. I'm ready. I gotta get Josh again. I gotta like go and like get the thing back down. And it was gone. I don't even know what happened to it. I think the janitor maybe got it down. I don't know.
It's funny how like when you're a kid and like your whole world exists in like this really confined area, it's just like everything feels like the impact is just so. I mean, we're
the
still
impact
teenagers.
seems like it's super like big.
Yeah. So we still kind of exaggerate everything that goes on around us. But when you're a kid, it's like this is like, bro, my life is over, man.
Well, like we went on a sailing trip one time, and my dad like lost his. It like kind of looked like that hat, but he lost his hat and like flew into like the San Francisco Bay, and then that was the biggest tragedy I've ever had in my life. Bro, me and my sister were crying, and my dad was like, "Guys, it's a $2 hat at Walmart."
But it's gone forever.
I know it was.
There's something
but it
about.
won't be like that one.
Yeah, there's something about our object permanence when you're that age, where it's just like psychologically you just.
Oh yeah.
You're just the most traumatic thing is something being gone forever.
Oh
or
yeah.
Like getting lost.
And it was like, it was the finality of like. You can't get that again.
Yeah.
Like, that specific... Like, it's one thing if you, like, drop it over the fence or, like, something, and you're like, oh, I gotta just go get it. But it's, like, another thing if it, like, goes into the ocean.
The ocean. You're like,
yeah, and you're...
Never
oh, my goodness. So, it was so sad.
Oh, I mean, I had a lot of stuffed animals growing up, and I was certainly very, like, always aware of where they were, because I never wanted to lose one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And, like... But like when I was 3, I had like an elephant, and we like left it on the top of our car, or something. Because we were in the parking lot, and we just got it. So we drove away, and then it was like gone, and I was like traumatized. But then we got it back, and I still have it. And it's right here. His name's Peanut, and he's
Peanut the elephant. He's Peanut.
Let's see, he's old now. I've had him since like my whole life. But yeah, no, he like. Here, let's put some
right next to this.
Give him the good old.
Just.
Anyways, guys, this is our high tech.
Welcome to our podcast.
I love how it's like organized chaos, which is like. Right when I say that,
it's like organized chaos. It's just like no, bro.
I'm just gonna disorganate right now. Disorganate. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's a vibe. Anyways, how much time have we been recording?
Oh, what time is it? Whoa, we've been recording for like 40 minutes. Yeah. Dang, should we wrap this up?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. So, Well Mage, thanks for coming.
Do you want to actually wrap this up or just cut right here?
I don't know.
I think maybe we'll just... Thanks, guys.